So the first card you have for your past is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so yeah, usually this is a love message or something like that. I'm actually getting a really cold feeling around this. It feels quite unavailable, disinterested. I think someone was trying to contact you. I think they were trying to send you a message or give you a message, but I don't think they're available. They weren't available to love. I actually think, I know this is quite out there, but I think they might have been with someone else. And yeah, that is absolutely what I'm getting. I think they were with someone else. And I think, yeah, I think they had a partner. And I think you knew this, if this resonates with you, obviously, and if you're single. So I think maybe you even knew their partner, or you know their partner. So you know they can't commit to you. You know they can't commit. But it looks like they were trying. Maybe they still are, I don't know, but they were at this time. I think they were trying, and you know, they knew that you knew, and they just tried. Because this knight looks really handsome. He's all dressed up, but he's not coming near the water. He's not coming near the river, near the emotions. He's not coming near the actual love. So he's not available for love. So this person was not available for love, but they thought they were. Yeah, this might be a bit serious, actually, because it feels as if you're put in a difficult position. And if you know their partner, it is a difficult position to be in. And yeah, you weren't interested. You were not interested. I'm seeing children around this as well. So yeah, that sounds like an even worse mess. So no, you were not interested. You just did not want to be involved in this. This actually feels like, you know what this actually feels like? Enough is enough. It's like enough is enough. I think you've had a few of these kinds of people in your life, actually. People pretending to be available when they're not. Yeah, you know, this whole year, this is what I'm getting. I think this whole year might have been full of all these kinds of people for you. People who are all about show, but there's no substance there. They can't commit properly. All on the surface, they look all perfect and nice and fantastic like this night, but there's nothing actually real there for you. And you want real commitment, you want real people, and you know, I think your determination and your strength, it is actually going to pay off in the end. I mean, you're holding off, you're like, no, I'm not going to have anything to do with this person, and all these other people as well. You're like, no, I might be alone, but I'm not having any of that. That's not what I want. So you know, you're very, very, very strong. And a lot of people act on their loneliness. I'm not saying you're lonely. I'm not getting that from you at all. I'm getting a lot of strength here. But a lot of people, you know, accept way, way less than they should to stop themselves from feeling a certain way. And you're not like that. You won't accept that. You will not accept that. So if this is you, don't change. Don't change that. Because I think your strength and I think your resilience, it's really, really going to pay off in the end. It's going to bring you the right person, not just any person, not any of these people, but the right person. Yeah, this feels really strong. You really know yourself. That's what I'm really getting here. And I really love seeing that for you. I'm really happy to see that. Okay, I'm just looking at my lighting. It looks a bit dark. Does it look dark to you? I don't know what's happening to me. I think it's okay. Okay, so the next card you have for your past is the Moon. Yeah, again, very difficult. I think this has been quite a difficult year for you, actually, not just in love. I'm seeing other problems, job problems, I think, digging yourself out of a hole. Maybe it was a financial hole. Lots of things going on this year. I'm just looking at this lobster, and you know, lobsters, they kind of trawl around on the bottom of the water looking for food. That's where they find their food, where it's all dark and not very nice. So, you know, I think you might have actually been right down there in the dark at one time, very, very low at one time. Maybe even you had a depression, some kind of depression or something like that at some time in this year. But I think you're coming out of this, like this lobster, he's coming out of the water, he's on his way up again. And there's so much strength around you. I have to keep on saying this because I keep on feeling this strength around you, resilience, all of that, really, really strong. So yeah, don't forget that you're very strong. If you go through something again in the future, just remember, I'm strong. I've been through everything I've been through this year. I can get through whatever this is. Yeah, so I think you might have been looking back on this year actually, and you know, you have had some good times. It hasn't all been bad. You know, if you look at this moon, you know, there's a face, there's a sun, a crescent, so it's been mixed. Hasn't all been bad, but I think in terms of relationships and even some friendships actually that I'm seeing here, you've really had to let go of some people, move on from some people, because you know, watchtowers, there are watchtowers in this card, and watchtowers are all about looking back over things. So I think you were looking back over some of these people, the way they behaved, and you were just saying, no, never again. I'm not going to put up with this ever again. I know what I want. I'm not putting up with less. And yeah, this has been a year of lessons. It's been a real year of lessons for you. But okay, I'm getting something else around this. There's someone else around you. I think it might be someone from your past, but you're still in contact with them for some reason. I think you have to be. I don't know why. It might be that you have children with them. It might be that, because I'm getting help. Help, I need help, I need help, can you help me? So, yeah, I think this person might be making a few excuses to see you or talk to you when they don't actually need to. Because I think some of the time they need help, but other times they don't really. They're just making an excuse. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, making things out to be worse than they are sometimes. If that makes sense to you, if there are children involved, maybe it's that you think you have to help them for the children's sake. It might be that. So I can understand why you would why you'd keep on helping them, because if there are children there, you're like, well, you know, the children need my help, so I better go do this, and I better go make sure they're okay so that the children are okay. It might be that. Just be a little bit careful though, because it feels like someone hasn't quite moved on from you yet. So they might be using all these different excuses, including the children. I hope not. I hate seeing children being used like that, but it might be that. So just watch out for that. Watch out for this. You know, try and differentiate between the things you do need to help them with and the things you don't, because there are some things you do. I think that's what I'm seeing here, and there are some things you don't, and they're trying to make everything this big disaster when some things aren't that bad. Some things they could cope with by themselves, some things aren't necessary, they're just little things. So try and work out, you know, what you do need to help with, what you don't need to help with. Yeah, they're quite a mixed up person. That's what I'm seeing. There's a lot going around and around in their head. You know, I think sometimes they miss you, sometimes they're angry. This is going to settle down. This is going to settle down eventually. But at the moment, I think you're still kind of dealing with this. But for the moment, really think about, really take a step back and think about, what do I have to do? What do I have to help with? And what things can I let go? Because I think they're trying to get your energy. They're trying to, you know, control a lot of your energy. So just watch out for that. Yeah, help if you want to, help if you have to, especially if there are children. Of course you need to. But look out for things that might not be necessary. You know, just think about that carefully. Okay, so the last card you have, you pass the Two of Wands. Yeah, again, this person's holding you back. And it's difficult because if you're having children, or if you've got children between you and you're kind of navigating around that situation with children, it's very, very difficult, I know, because they're your first priority. And if someone they're taking care of says, oh, I need your help, of course you want to do what's right for them, but it's not always like that. It's not always like that, and they're trying to take your energy, because if you look at this man, he's trying to move forward, he's trying to do things he wants to do. You have a lot of things you want to do, but there's this wand behind him and it's bolted to the wall, And so they might be stuck there, but you don't have to be stuck there with them. Yes, you might have to help them with things. That's okay. You might have to do things for them, but you don't have to be there when they click their fingers. You don't have to be there all the time. It might be that you have a set time where you do things, like every Monday at this time or something. Something where you can get some regulation in your life and really start to organize what you want to do. See where you want to go first, and then let other things and other people organize themselves around that, if you can. I hope that makes sense to someone. Okay, so the first card you have, your presence, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is really interesting seeing this here, because he's right next to the Knight of Cups, and I'm going to look at the two of them. This is what I'm going to do. They're right next to each other. So okay, so this knight doesn't look as charming, he doesn't look as polished as the Knight of Cups, but he's stable, he's reliable. This is the kind of person you're looking for. You're not looking for the Knight of Cups. You're not looking for the white horse, you're looking for the black horse. You're looking for the workhorse, you're looking for the stable horse, the stable person. Now, I think you actually do have someone like this around you. The thing is, with this kind of personality, it takes them a long time to make a decision that love is what they want, or that they want this particular person, and it takes them a long time to come forward even after that. And they're probably not the kind of person you notice right away either. They're kind of a little bit quiet, maybe they're in the background a bit. Now, I'm seeing work. I don't think they're in your actual workplace. This is a workhorse, but they're not in your workplace. It feels like they're around your work or something, or maybe you've met them on the way to work or on the way back or at lunchtime, something. Okay, this is going to sound a bit strange, but it might help you to realize who this is, if this is you. There's some kind of purchase around this. It's a money exchange, some kind of business transaction, and I think this has happened between you, some kind of transaction. Someone's bought something from someone. It might be something really simple, like they're in a shop near you or something, and you go and get lunch there, or you go buy something after work. I don't know. You might not have noticed them. You might not have actually noticed them, or maybe it's that you haven't thought of them in that way yet, in a romantic way. I think you've had conversations, definitely. But yeah, if you know who this is, they'll probably take their time to approach you. Yeah, it's going to take time, but once they make up their mind, they will move, they will approach. I'd love to be able to tell you what the outcome's going to be, but it's hard to tell because I can't quite see how you feel about them, or even whether you've noticed them. But if you do find you're attracted to them, this is the kind of person you want. This is the stable person, the available person, the loyal person. There's a big difference between this knight and the Knight of Cups. So that's what I'm seeing there. Really, really good to see. Very, very good. Okay, the next card you have for your presence, the Queen of Cups. So yeah, look at this. They're going to follow their heart. That's what this Queen does. They're going to follow their heart. They're going to approach you at some time. They've definitely been thinking about you. They might even approach you a little bit sooner than I thought. It's still going to be slow. There's still the Knight of Pentacles. That's how they're coming up as. So it is going to be slow. Okay, there's another little warning here. It's very tiny. It's only a little warning. I don't know if this is about your mother or a mother figure, someone who likes to take on that role, a motherly role. I think you might be seeing this person maybe in a family gathering or something like that. Now, I don't think they deliberately mean harm or something, but if you know who this is, and if you're going to be around this person at this time of year at a family gathering, when these kind of things happen, it's around Christmas time, New Year, all of that, so you might be seeing them at something like that. Now, I'm not saying don't talk to them. I'm not saying don't talk to this person, because they feel like quite a sweet person to me, but a little bit gossipy, a little bit chattery. So try not to tell them anything personal, anything private, anything you don't want spread around, because I'm just seeing lots and lots of words kind of floating all over the place, spread around all over the place. These words, those words, everywhere. So it's just like this sea of words. So just be very careful what you say to them. Try and keep things general. You know, you might have to talk about the weather. I don't know, something very boring. You know, you probably hear all about other people from them. And, you know, if, you know, the old thing, if someone's talking about other people, they're probably talking about you as well. So try not to give them things to talk about. Just be very, very careful around this person. And if you know who this is, if someone talks about someone, probably a nice lady, probably an older lady, just talk to them about very safe things. Okay, so the last card you have for your presents, the Seven of Cups. Yes. Bit of a confusing card. It can be choices, few things. Yeah, it's a bit interesting actually seeing this here, because it might have a little bit to do with this this woman in the Queen of Cups, you know, keeping things to yourself. Yeah, there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity. It's coming up for you. There's a bit of unease around this. It feels like you're going to be a bit wary, a little bit worried about this opportunity when it comes up. Yeah, I think you've been burned in the past with some kind of an opportunity. Yeah, I'm seeing a big loss here. I don't know if it was a money loss. It feels like a big loss, a massive, massive loss. And I think it really hit you emotionally at the time. It's interesting because I was seeing depression in the moon card sometime in this year, so it might be related to that. Yeah, it really hit you emotionally at the time you went through this. And yeah, quite serious. I'm seeing something quite serious. So I think when this new opportunity is presented to you, it might look a little bit like, or it might feel similar to this other thing, you know, that you went through, this disaster. Now, I have to tell you, I don't think it is similar. I think this is quite different. It might look a bit similar, but it isn't really. You know, there's a lot of positivity around this that I'm getting. But I don't want you to take my word for it, because I want you to really do lots of research. I want you to take your time. I want you to make sure you've read everything that's around this, all the contracts, whatever you need to read. But don't automatically dismiss this just because you're feeling a certain way because of the memory of this old thing that happened to you. This is a really good thing, but the best thing you can do is to be 100% sure and just really comfortable, really confident with this before you go ahead. And of course, you know, say no if you're not comfortable, but don't dismiss this. The big thing here is don't just dismiss this without thinking about this properly. Don't think, oh, this feels horrible. It reminds me of this old thing. I'm just going to say no, so I can avoid this whole thing. Don't do that. Yeah, it looks like it might be something to do with an international company, or there might be someone coming from overseas, another country, to talk to you about this. There's some kind of international link here, something that someone abroad, something like that. But yeah, again, keep this to yourself as well. Don't tell this person in the Queen of Cups about it, because especially while you're not sure about this, you know, they'll say, oh, this is a big job and they've got this and they're doing this, and everyone, all the neighbours, all the family will say, oh, have you got that? Don't do that. Keep it to yourself while you're thinking about this. Okay, so the first card you have for your futures, the Eight of Wands. Okay. This is a little bit scary. It might be a bit scary for you. It's really exciting though. I really love this. This looks really interesting. It looks really exciting. Okay, yeah. I think this is going to be a time when all these different things, I had a crack in my voice when I said all these different things, lots and lots and lots of things all kind of come in at once for you. Everything comes in at once. I'm seeing this offer coming in. And yeah, there's lots of conversation about this. They've got a lot to say to you. They're going to want to have lots and lots of talks with you. So you're going to be in talks. So try and slow it down as much as you can. Go over everything. Don't do anything until you feel 100% comfortable with this, whether that's a yes or a no. And yeah, they're going to be a bit, I think you're going to be quite overwhelmed. You're going to be quite overwhelmed because they're going to be talking to you a lot, lots of things coming in. They're going to be saying, oh, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. What about, and you'll be like, oh, I'm a bit overwhelmed. I don't know. I want to stop this. It's all coming in at once. I think you've got other job offers coming in as well. I'm seeing another offer coming in for a contract, a side job or something like that. And I actually think this might be when this love offer comes in as well. I'm just getting this, everything's coming in at once. Slow down, help. That's the feeling I'm getting. It's all happening at once. But you can slow this down. You can do things in your own time. You just have to communicate that to whoever you're dealing with at the time. But these are fantastic problems to have. These are all really positive problems to have. It is going to be overwhelming. Your head might be spinning with all these things, but it really, really is positive. It looks fantastic. I'm excited by this. I love seeing this. I hardly ever get things like this where everything happens at the one time. But it's here. Here it is. So, get some rest before this happens. Really, really good though. I love this for you. It looks really, really good. Okay, so the next card you have, you futures, the Hermit. The complete opposite of that. That's what this is. But yeah. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this and the Page of Wands together. So, I think this is what you're going to be doing, just slowing everything down, really thinking about all this very carefully, really concentrating like this Hermit. This is a really big offer. It's really big and it's international. It's international. I don't know if you're going to have to travel or if it's an international company, something international. There's some kind of link like that. There's a lot for you to think about. There's a lot for you to think about in this, not just in terms of weighing the facts up. You're going to have to do that, of course, but it feels quite emotional to me as well, because I think you've got all these old memories that are still connected to this other old opportunity that went wrong. And it was a really emotional time for you. And I think there are other things that were going on in your life as well. You're a bit lost at that time, a bit out of your depth. Because if you look at this page, he's looking up to the top of this wand and he's thinking, is this right for me? I don't feel ready. I feel a bit lost. I'm not sure. So that's how you were at the time, a bit lost. And you're probably going to be feeling a little bit lost when all these things are coming in all at once. This is why you need to slow this down and avoid that kind of out of control feeling. Really slow everything down. I know I'm repeating myself. This is really about you as a person and where you are now, not where you were then. So I am getting a really good feeling around this, but only you know how you feel. And just make sure you're 100% happy before you say yes or no to anything around this. So take your time. Don't let anyone rush you. I know lots and lots and lots of talks are going to come in, but take your time with that and with the relationship. Anything else, take your time. I have to keep on saying that.